I remember a time in my life when I was doing everything people told me to do. I worked hard. I showed up every day. I stayed late. I didn't complain. And yet, at the end of every month, I was still broke. I kept asking myself the same question over and over again. I'm doing everything right, so why is nothing changing? No matter how much effort I put in, money always seemed to disappear. Salary came in, bills went out. Stress came back, and the cycle repeated. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't irresponsible. But I was exhausted, not just physically but mentally. It felt like I was running on a treadmill that never stopped, never slowed down, and never led anywhere. What hurt the most was watching other people move forward while I stayed stuck. People younger than me. People less educated than me. They were building businesses, investing, traveling, living with confidence, while I was still counting days until payday. At first, I blamed myself. I thought maybe I wasn't smart enough. Maybe I wasn't disciplined enough. Maybe money just wasn't meant for people like me. But then I realized something painful and freeing. No one ever taught me how money actually works. Not school. Not college. Not even my family, because they were never taught either. We were trained to work, not to understand. To stay busy, not to build wealth. To consume, not to control. The system doesn't reward clarity. It rewards obedience. As long as you are busy, tired, distracted, and insecure, you keep working. As long as you keep working without understanding money, you keep spending. And as long as you keep spending without control, you stay stuck. That's when it hit me. The problem wasn't that I wasn't working hard enough. The problem was that I was playing the money game without knowing the rules. And here's the truth most people never hear. Nobody is coming to teach you about money. Not your boss. Not your school. Not society. Because once you understand money, you stop being a perfect customer. You stop chasing. You start choosing. This video is not about getting rich fast. There are no shortcuts here. No fake hustle. No empty motivation. What I'm about to share are 12 honest, practical rules that help me stop feeling lost, stop leaking money, and start taking control. Slowly, calmly, realistically. This is not about becoming rich overnight. This is about becoming aware, intentional, and free. If you've ever worked hard, but still felt broke. If you've ever felt ashamed checking your bank account. If you've ever wondered why money feels like it controls your life instead of the other way around, then this is for you. Because once you understand the rules of money, you stop surviving and start building. And this is where it begins. For a long time, I believed the same thing most people believe. That money was the goal. I thought, if I just make more money, everything will be fine. More money meant less stress. More money meant happiness. More money meant freedom. But that belief was wrong. And it kept me trapped. Because money itself is not the goal. Freedom is. Money is just a tool. And if you don't understand the tool, it will never give you what you want. Let me show you what I mean. I once met someone earning over $100,000 a year. From the outside, his life looked perfect. Nice house. New car. Expensive watch. Good job title. But inside, he was exhausted. He worked 12 hours a day. He was drowning in debt. He couldn't quit. He couldn't rest. One missed paycheck would destroy everything. Then I met someone else. He earned less than $30,000 a year. Small apartment. Simple clothes. No luxury. But he slept peacefully. No debt. Savings in the bank. Investments growing quietly. Time to read, think, and live. And that's when the question hit me. Who is really rich? The first person had money, but no control. The second person had less money, but full control. That's when I understood something that changed everything for me. Money does not create freedom by itself. How you use it does. Money is meant to buy you time. It's meant to give you choices. It's meant to protect your health, your family, and your peace. But most people use money to impress instead of to build. They chase the appearance of success instead of the reality of it. We live in a world obsessed with looking rich. New phone. New clothes. New car. Social media applause. Likes. Comments. But here's the trap. Looking rich is expensive. Becoming rich is quiet. Every time you spend money to look successful, you delay actually becoming successful. I had to learn this the hard way. I bought things I didn't need to feel better about myself. I compared my life to people online. I spent money emotionally, not intentionally. And every time I did that, I moved further away from freedom. The moment everything started to change was the moment I stopped asking, "How much can I earn?" and started asking, "What is this money doing for my life? Is it buying me time or stealing it? Is it reducing stress or increasing it? Is it building options or locking me in?" That's the real money game. And it starts in the mind, not in the bank account. You don't need to be rich to start learning this. In fact, the best time to learn about money is when you feel broke. Because when you understand money early, you don't chase it blindly later. Money becomes a servant, not a master. A tool, not a trap. And once your mindset shifts, your entire financial direction shifts with it. This is where real control begins. After my mindset about money changed, I thought I finally understood the game. But I was wrong again. Because understanding money is one thing. Building wealth is another. And this is where most people fail, not because they are lazy, but because they misunderstand one word. Time. Most people think money is power. But money is not power. Time is. Money can be earned again. Time never comes back. And yet, this is the one thing people waste without thinking. They say, "I'll start saving when I earn more. I'll invest later. I'm still young. I have time." That sentence alone keeps people poor for decades. Here's the truth I had to accept. Wealth is not built by big moves. It's built by small decisions repeated over time. Think about planting a tree. If you plant a seed today, nothing seems to happen. 1 week, nothing. 1 month, still nothing. But underground, roots are growing quietly. That's how money works when you give it time. Compound growth is not exciting at the beginning. It's boring, slow, invisible. And that's why most people never benefit from it. Let me explain it in a simple way. If you start saving and investing a small amount early, time works for you. Your money grows. Then the growth itself starts growing. And one day, the results surprise you. But if you wait, you are not just delaying progress. You are destroying potential. Every year you wait, you are not staying in the same place. You are moving backward compared to those who started earlier. That realization hurt me, because I saw how much time I had already wasted. But time alone is not enough. Time without control is useless. This is where discipline enters the picture. I used to think budgeting was for people who were struggling. I was wrong. Budgeting is not restriction. Budgeting is authority. It is the moment you stop asking, "Where did my money go?" and start saying, "This is where my money will go." Most people don't control their money. They hope with it. They guess with it. They react with it. And that's why money controls them instead. When you don't know where your money goes, you say yes to things you shouldn't. You panic during emergencies. You stay in jobs you hate. You live with constant pressure. But the moment you tell your money what to do, something changes. Your stress goes down. Your confidence goes up. You feel grounded. Control creates calm. And calm creates better decisions. Here is the simplest rule that changed everything for me. Spend less than you earn. Always. Not sometimes. Not when it's easy. Always. This rule sounds boring, but it is the foundation of every financially free life. If you earn more but also spend more, nothing changes. If you earn little but keep some, everything can change. Because wealth is not about how much comes in. It's about how much stays and how long it stays. When you control spending, discipline becomes automatic. When discipline becomes automatic, time finally starts working for you, not against you. And that's the real formula. Not luck. Not talent. Not big salaries. Time, control, and discipline. Master these three, and money stops being a problem and starts becoming a tool. Once I understood time, control, and discipline, I thought the hardest part was over. But then I realized something uncomfortable. Most people don't stay broke because they don't earn enough. They stay broke because they fall into traps they don't even see. The first trap is debt. Not all debt, but the kind of debt that quietly steals your future. Bad debt is when you borrow money to feel good today and suffer tomorrow. Credit cards for things you don't need. Phones you can't afford. Vacations you haven't earned yet. Lifestyle upgrades that look good but cost you peace. That's not buying something. That's selling your future to pay for your present. I've been there. I told myself, I deserve this. I'll pay it later. Everyone is doing it. And slowly, month by month, my money was already spent before it even arrived. That's how debt traps work. Not loudly. Silently. Now, Here's the key difference most people never learn. There is bad debt, and there is good debt. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket. Good debt brings money back. Buying clothes, gadgets, or luxury items with loans is bad debt. Using debt to build an asset that generates income can be good debt. But here's the problem. Most people never reach good debt because they're drowning in bad debt first. The second trap is appearance. Trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. This one is dangerous because it feels normal. Everyone is doing it. Social media makes it look like success. But it's not. I've seen people earn more and somehow have less. Why? Because every increase in income came with an increase in lifestyle. New salary, new phone. New bonus, new clothes. New job, new car. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it keeps people broke at higher levels. The truth is uncomfortable. Looking rich is expensive. Becoming rich requires restraint. Real wealth doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need likes. The people with the strongest finances usually look ordinary. Simple clothes. Average cars. Quiet lives. And that's not weakness. That's strategy. Which brings me to the third trap. Noise. Talking too much about money. Showing too much. Explaining your plans. Flexing small wins. Money grows best in silence. Noise kills wealth. Every time you try to impress, you spend more. Every time you seek approval, you lose focus. Every time you turn progress into performance, pressure increases. Builders don't talk much. They calculate. They execute. They wait. The loud ones often burn out. The quiet ones compound. I learned this the hard way. The less I talked about money, the better my decisions became. The less I tried to look successful, the more stable I felt. The less noise in my life, the more clarity I had. So here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Debt, appearance, and noise are the holy trinity of staying broke. If you control them, you escape. If you ignore them, no income will save you. Because real wealth doesn't shout. It builds quietly, patiently, and intentionally. And most of the time, it looks very ordinary from the outside. There was a moment when I finally understood something that changed how I see work forever. If you only earn money with your time, you are not free. You are renting your life by the hour. At first, that idea scared me. Because I realized most people, including me back then, live with only one source of income. One job. One paycheck. One fragile line between stability and chaos. If that paycheck stops, everything stops. Rent. Food. Plans. Confidence. Peace. That's not security. That's risk disguised as routine. Here's the simple truth. 1 income stream is dangerous. 2 is survival. 3 is stability. 4 or more is freedom. And no, this is not about getting rich fast. It's about building an income system instead of depending on one door that can close anytime. For a long time, I believed working harder was the answer. Longer hours. More effort. More stress. But hard work alone doesn't create freedom. Assets do. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket without requiring your presence every single time. That could be investments, a small business, a skill that pays repeatedly, digital products, even simple things like dividends or rental income. At first, I thought assets were only for rich people. That was a lie. Assets are built by disciplined people, not wealthy ones. Let me make this real. Imagine someone with a full-time job. That's income stream 1. Then they learn a skill. Writing, design, teaching, editing, coding, coaching. They use it on weekends or evenings. That's income stream 2. Then they take a portion of that money and invest it. Slowly. Consistently. That's income stream 3. Later, maybe they create something once and sell it many times. An online course. A template. A guide. That becomes income stream 4. None of these started big. But together, they created safety, options, and control. That's the key. Freedom is not about escaping work. It's about escaping dependence. I've seen people with high salaries panic when one client leaves. And I've seen people with average jobs stay calm because they had multiple income paths. The difference wasn't intelligence. It was structure. Here's what changed my mindset completely. I stopped asking, how can I earn more? And started asking, how can I build something that keeps paying me? That question changes everything. It forces you to think long-term. It teaches patience. It shifts your focus from consumption to creation. And most importantly, it gives you power. Because when money comes from different places, fear loses its grip. You don't cling to toxic jobs. You don't panic at every problem. You don't live one emergency away from collapse. You breathe differently. This doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means using your job as fuel, not as a cage. Build quietly. Learn slowly. Start small. 1 extra income stream can change your confidence. 2 can change your decisions. 3 can change your life. Don't aim to be busy. Aim to be free. And freedom is built, not given. After everything I learned about money, income, assets, and freedom, I finally understood one painful truth. Money was never my biggest problem. My beliefs about money were. Long before I ever made a financial decision, I had already been programmed. By my childhood. By my family. By society. I grew up hearing things like, money is evil. Rich people are greedy. We're not the kind of people who get rich. Be grateful, don't want too much. Those words didn't sound dangerous, but they quietly shaped how I behaved as an adult. Because beliefs create behavior, and behavior creates results. If you believe money is bad, you will push it away. If you believe wealth is not for people like you, you will sabotage every opportunity. If you believe you're late, unlucky, or not smart enough, you will always play small even when you have potential. I've seen people with talent stay broke, and people with average skills build wealth. The difference was never intelligence. It was belief. Once I saw this clearly, I realized something important. If I don't fix my beliefs, no strategy will save me. No investment. No side hustle. No income stream. Because your mind will always pull you back to what feels familiar. That's why this part matters more than anything else. I had to reprogram myself. Not overnight, but intentionally. I started repeating new truths until they replaced the old lies. I told myself, I am worthy of financial peace. I can learn money, even if I started late. I am building, not chasing. I am breaking cycles, not repeating them. I don't fear money anymore. I understand it. At first, it felt uncomfortable, even fake. But repetition builds identity, and identity changes action. Slowly, my decisions changed. I stopped wasting. I stopped comparing. I stopped panicking. I became calmer with money, more respectful, more intentional. And that's when everything started shifting. This is not about becoming greedy. This is about becoming free. Free from stress. Free from survival mode. Free from repeating the same financial pain generation after generation. This is a personal revolution. Quiet. Internal. Powerful. No one will clap when you change your beliefs. No one will see it at first. But one day, they'll see the results. If you're still here, I want you to remember this. You don't need more motivation. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You need a new relationship with money. Rewatch this. Apply it slowly. Build patiently. And if you want to walk this long journey together, subscribe. Not for hype. Not for shortcuts. But for real change. Because once you fix your beliefs, money stops being your enemy. It becomes your tool. And that's when freedom truly begins.